Of course, I already believe he surpasses the other quarterbacks hands down. That's the level of talent we're talking about. If we're up to me, that's where I would have taken him even before he slid to the 5th round. But since that's where he landed, fine. They'll just have to roll with it. Still, if you're asking me who possesses the most elite physical tools and mental upside, my answer is clear. Shedeur Sanders, no hesitation. If they're in charge, I'd start the young quarterbacks now. Why? Because it could spare the Browns from burning a premium draft pick on another signal caller next year. Instead, you'd retain 2 valuable selections to build a strong supporting cast around them. That's the strategic play I'd make. And if either Shedeur or Gabriel shows they're close to being ready, I'd start one of them week 1, no question. But in reality, I doubt that's what the organization will decide. Now, the other possibility, Cleveland just isn't going to be good this year. And you know what? That's fair. But it also means you can't fairly assess Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel if they only get 6 or fewer starts. That's not enough runway to judge a quarterback's long-term potential. As the NFL season rapidly approaches, all eyes are locking onto Shedeur Sanders, a rising star already turning heads across the league. And if there's one team watching closely, it's Cleveland. With the early signals coming in, many expect Sanders will earn at least 6 starts this season. Those appearances will be pivotal. They could either solidify him as the franchise's future centerpiece or spark another quarterback search next offseason. But not everyone agrees that 6 games should be the make or break barometer. Veteran commentator Adam the Bull has voiced a bold and unwavering opinion. 6 starts are far too few to define a quarterback's career trajectory. He's made it abundantly clear that he sees something special in Shedeur Sanders, something Cleveland should nurture, not replace. Instead of scrambling for yet another quarterback, Adam believes the Browns should double down on Sanders and shift their draft strategy toward building around him. And he's not wrong. A full, fair evaluation can't be squeezed into a few starts. The truth is, Cleveland's path forward will hinge on where they land in the 2026 draft order. But if they're outside the top 5, which seems likely, Adam's logic becomes even more compelling. He's planting a flag. Shedeur Sanders isn't just a flash of hype. He's the cornerstone the Browns can build their future upon. In Adam's view, Sanders has the poise, the pedigree, and the intangibles to usher in a new era of Browns football. The key lies in Cleveland's draft execution, not chasing another quarterback, but locking in elite talent at positions that elevate Sanders' game. This is bigger than surrounding him with just weapons. It's about constructing a cohesive, complementary unit that grows with him. A roster that fosters chemistry, protection, and momentum. If the front office plays it smart, Sanders could evolve into the franchise quarterback Cleveland has been chasing for decades. Adam also points to a crucial detail. Around the league, other young quarterbacks may not get a fair shot to prove themselves this season either, which means next year's QB draft class might be crowded with uncertainty. That's why Adam urges the Browns to think differently. Don't hit the panic button, develop what you've got, and if you really want to maximize Shedeur Sanders' upside, get him a premier wide receiver. A top-tier playmaker on the outside would not only stretch the field, it would unlock Sanders' full arsenal. With the right target, he could elevate his game to another level and ignite a Browns offense that's long needed a spark. So if Cleveland ends up sticking with their current crop of quarterbacks, they could still walk away with a dynamic WR1 or another high-impact player instead. But that still leaves the biggest question hanging. How will Shedeur Sanders perform when given the reins of the first team? Enter Lance Razand, a journalist who's tracked Sanders' development with laser focus. According to Razand, the young quarterback has shown immense progress during OTAs and minicamps. He's maturing, refining, and pushing himself in every aspect of the game. But one area stands out: footwork. It's not every day that a franchise undergoes a transformation quietly, behind closed doors, setting off a chain reaction that could redefine its entire future, from the executive suite to the gridiron. Yet, that's precisely what's unfolding in Cleveland right now. And if you're not paying close attention, you might miss just how monumental this shift really is. While fans remain fixated on what's happening on the field, a tectonic movement is occurring at the top, one with the potential to alter the trajectory of the Browns for years to come. Before we peel back the curtain on this pivotal transition, make sure to hit that like button and stay locked in for all the latest developments. Let's rewind to the first aftershock. Dance again. A cornerstone of the Browns front office, has taken his talents to the Tennessee Titans, assuming the role of vice president of player personnel. For most organizations, losing a front office strategist of his caliber would sound alarms, but not in Cleveland. Because as one door closed, another opened. And stepping through it was a familiar face who knows his organization inside and out. Adam Al-Khiri. If that name isn't on your radar yet, it will be soon. At just 36 years old, Al-Khiri has been elevated to director of player personnel. And this isn't some routine title shuffle. It's a declaration. This is a man who began his journey with the Browns as an intern back in 2015 and has methodically climbed the organizational ladder. His resume is the perfect fusion of intellect and grit. A Princeton degree in economics paired with the tenacity of a former collegiate wide receiver. That blend, it's rare, it's potent, and it's now guiding the Browns roster blueprint and strategic outlook. Al-Khiri's promotion broadcasts a resounding message. The Browns are investing in internal elevation and organizational consistency, not outside disruption. They're reinforcing a culture from within. And with Al-Khiri's sharp analytical mind coupled with first-hand player insight, it's a calculated wager, one that could yield tremendous rewards. But the intrigue doesn't stop in the front office. What's transpiring on the field is equally riveting, especially at the quarterback position. Enter Shedeur Sanders. Remember the pre-draft hype, the questions, the stunning descent from a projected first-round lock to the 144th overall pick in the 5th round? That noise didn't rattle him. If anything, it ignited him. Since day one of OTAs, Sanders has been rewriting the narrative, silencing skeptics with poise and performance. The pick by June 4th, he wasn't merely holding his own against seasoned veterans like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. He was exceeding expectations. Sanders completed 9 of 14 passes, tossed 3 touchdowns, and logged only 1 interception. Those aren't rookie stats. They're declaration stats, numbers that have the coaching staff reevaluating the quarterback depth chart altogether. According to Mary Kay Cobbett of Cleveland.com, the Browns are seriously contemplating keeping 4 quarterbacks on the roster, and yes, Sanders is one of them. This isn't just about cap space or developmental curiosity. It's about belief. Belief that Sanders could be more than a long-term project, that he could just maybe vault past both Pickett and Flacco before summer's end. This internal QB battle isn't just entertaining, it's authentic, and it's escalating. Fans are starting to envision a new era, Sanders as QB1, orchestrating a revitalized offense with charisma and control. And helping that vision take shape is veteran tight end David Njoku, a man who's caught touchdowns from 8 different Browns quarterbacks and might be preparing for his 9th. During a mic'd up session at minicamp, Njoku was seen vibing with Sanders, building visible chemistry in real time. "I'm with you," Njoku said, encouraging the rookie during drills. The moment may have felt casual, but it spoke volumes. Trust, connection, belief. Later, Njoku even shared his iconic touchdown celebration with Sanders, a subtle but meaningful signal that the rookie is already being welcomed into the inner circle. And the coaching staff? They're paying attention. Quarterbacks coach Bill Musgrave praised Sanders' accuracy and ball placement, even while playfully ribbing Njoku's hands. Unfazed and dripping with swagger, Njoku fired back, "Just throw it to me. I'll take care of the rest." That exchange encapsulates what's brewing in Cleveland, a powerful blend of youth, confidence, and culture. Rooted in trust and galvanized by competition. Something is shifting, and this time it may not just be the Browns we're watching evolve, but the birth of something far bigger. Swagger might just be the secret ingredient to something extraordinary brewing in Cleveland, and it's not just Njoku who's catching the vibe. His energy is radiating across the locker room. From giving props to Kenny Pickett to vocal admiration for Myles Garrett, the chemistry forming right now could become the foundation for the Browns' next era. But as the off-field puzzle pieces shift into place, one player is facing immense pressure on the field. Dawand Jones, now entering his 3rd NFL campaign, Jones stands at a defining juncture, a season that could set the course for the rest of his professional career. Last year, the Browns' offensive line surrendered a staggering 66 sacks, 2nd most in the league. After a standout rookie year that earned him all rookie honors, Jones stumbled in his sophomore season. A fractured fibula followed by a knee injury derailed his momentum, and his PFF grade through 3 starts fell to a disappointing 44.1. With Jedrick Wills Jr. ruled out for 2025, the responsibility at left tackle now falls to Jones. He's the lone projected starter on the O-line under 30. The Browns brought in veteran Cornelius Lucas as a safety net, but make no mistake, he'll be breathing down Jones' neck. For the 6'8", 374-pound lineman, this is make or break territory. Will Jones rise to the occasion and cement himself as the cornerstone of Cleveland's offensive front, or will injury setbacks and inconsistency leave the door open for someone else? And so here we are, a front office shifting gears, a quarterback room bubbling with intrigue, a locker room unified by shared belief, and a young lineman at a professional crossroads. The 2025 Browns are crafting their narrative, and so far, it reads like a thriller. Now, we want to hear from you. What's your take on Adam Al-Kirei's elevation to Director of Player Personnel? Do you believe Shedeur Sanders has what it takes to become the Browns' next great quarterback? Is Dawand Jones ready to anchor the trenches and protect the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And speaking of writing the next chapter, let's zoom back in on Shedeur Sanders, because his mere presence is shifting the tone and tempo of Cleveland's offseason. What initially seemed like a low-risk developmental 5th-round pick is fast becoming the most captivating storyline of the summer. This is the same quarterback who saw his draft stock plunge despite a decorated college career and NFL-caliber arm talent. Yet here in Cleveland, he's not just another rookie. He's challenging the depth chart, outshining expectations, and pushing seasoned vets to elevate their game. In college, at Colorado, footwork was one of the challenges Shedeur faced. And for any aspiring elite quarterback, refined footwork is everything. It's the bedrock of precision, timing, and consistency. Lance Risand is absolutely right to spotlight it, because Sanders has turned his attention there with fierce dedication. Alongside his trainer, Daryl Colbert, Shedeur is grinding relentlessly. They're fine-tuning every step, every drawback, every transition. Nothing is left to chance. Their sessions aren't guesswork. They're documented, filmed, and dissected frame by frame to ensure absolute precision. It's meticulous, obsessive work, the kind that separates raw talent from refined greatness. And that's the bottom line. Shedeur Sanders isn't just showing up. He's showing why he belongs. Subscribe to the channel for non-stop Browns coverage. Go Browns. It's almost hard to believe, but genuine excitement is bubbling up in Cleveland. Despite coming off a gut-wrenching 3-14 season, yet here we are. And no, it's not just about Shedeur Sanders, though his name alone has sparked headlines from coast to coast. Today, we're going deeper. We're cutting through the surface noise to uncover what's really brewing inside the Browns locker room, and why 2025 could quietly become the year that lays the groundwork for something massive. If you thought the Browns' only firepower was at quarterback, think again. This roster has weapons in the making at every level. But first, don't forget to smash that like button so you never miss a beat. Let's begin with one of the most polarizing draft decisions in recent memory, one that raised eyebrows and now has the rest of the league watching closely. 2 rookie running backs. Yes, really. In a year when Cleveland had glaring needs at wide receiver, they shocked the draft world by selecting Quinshon Judkins in the 2nd round, then trading back to snag Dylan Sampson in the 4th. Unorthodox, absolutely. But now it looks borderline brilliant. Judkins entered with all the hype, explosive, powerful, a household name in college football, but it's Sampson who's generating whispers around Berea. Some insiders believe he could be the real steal of the draft, a back who doesn't just earn touches, he demands them. With Nick Chubb officially gone, this is no longer a placeholder committee. This is a backfield in the middle of an identity shift, and Judkins and Sampson are at the heart of it. So buckle up, Browns fans. Whether it's Judkins bulldozing through tackles or Sampson flashing his breakaway speed, Cleveland is going to run the ball with purpose, and you won't want to miss a snap. But we're just getting started. On paper, the wide receiver room looks underwhelming, but quietly it's shaping into one of the most intriguing position battles on the roster. Veteran Deontay Johnson, who suited up for 3 teams in 2024, is in the mix. So is Jerry Jeudy, still striving to prove he belongs in the WR1 conversation. But here's the twist. It's not the vets who should have your attention. It's the young lions. Cedric Tillman, standing tall at 6'3", showed flashes of brilliance last season that made fans start to believe. A Week 12 concussion slowed him down, but those early glimpses were real. Then there's Jamari Thrash, a name few know now, but that might be dominating fantasy highlight reels by mid-season. He's shifty, explosive, and lethal in the slot. If Tillman can become the bruising perimeter threat and Thrash carves up defenders inside, this air attack could sneak up on the entire league. Still, let's be honest, this receiver core is a gamble. The Browns didn't draft a single wideout in April, not one.